You know the guy on YouTube who famously scams the scammers? Imagine that one could do the same with heavyweight cybercriminals and save a company $500,000 in ransom. My name is Caden, and today we're going to look into this exact story and how a malware analyst stepped in to save the day. In the world of cybersecurity, these ransom attacks are far too common. It is so common that there were actually 493 million instances of ransomware in 2022 alone. On a seemingly ordinary day, a distressed customer reached out to SecurityScorecard, seeking an incident response engagement to combat a ransomware attack that seemed unsolvable. Their systems had fallen prey to ransomware. It had encrypted all of their vital data, ceasing their operations and demanding a staggering $500,000 or risk losing access to their data forever. Or, of course, it ends up spread all over the internet for the rest of the world to see. And yes, that's just how it goes in the cyber business. The good news is that there are people on the other side that are as smart as the criminals themselves. In this story, a seasoned malware analyst decided to take apart the ransomware. Armed with the ransomware executable, lab work began. This was no easy task though. Days turned into nights as the analyst meticulously dissected the virus. Reverse engineering the ransomware's encryption process brought a breakthrough. The way these ransomware viruses work is that they create cryptographic keys to encrypt the data, with every single file having a different key. As our analyst found out, the developer who built the malware wasn't on top of their cyber skills. The basis for key generation is a very large random number called the seed. A key with an unguessable random seed is a good key. To understand the complexity, imagine this. Your key is like a super long combination lock code with 31 digits. Trying to guess this code manually would take longer than the entire time the universe has existed since the Big Bang. Now, that's trying to complete it with one computer though. What if we tried another? To make this process faster, one can run it parallel on multiple computers, on 2, 3, on 100, 1,000 computers, maybe a million different servers, and at one point, the computing cost is so high that the question arises, is the data we're trying to decrypt worth that much? Imagine all of this with a different key for every single file. That's what ransomware groups are aiming for, so the company will give in and pay a big sum just so that they can move on. The developers who built this virus weren't on the top of their game though. They used an algorithm to generate those random seed numbers that our analyst could systematically predict and replicated the flawed key generation process. Now, we're onto something. With this knowledge, they crafted a Python script to go through all encrypted files and generate the keys, and in doing so, created a decryptor. You heard me right. Data that was once fully encrypted and scrambled into an unreadable format was essentially restored to its original and readable form. Now, to be clear, SecurityScorecard hadn't cracked the uncrackable AES algorithm. No, but they reverse engineered the malware, found a flaw in the code, and turned it against the attackers. But the story is far from over. The customer, facing a monumental ransom demand of over $500,000, had to choose not to give in to the threat actors' demands. Instead, they ran the new SecurityScorecard decryptor tool to free not only their data, but countless other companies entangled in this web of ransomware. With law enforcement in the loop, the net widened. Other companies and other victims were contacted as well. It had become apparent that the threat actor had a lot of similar attacks on many different victims in the recent months. It's only a matter of time until their issues get resolved. And here's an offer. If you're a company facing the nightmare of ransomware, contact us and we'll analyze your ransomware sample for you. Or, even better, we can help you figure out how you can avoid all of this to begin with. In a world where cyber threats are becoming all too common, SecurityScorecard has shown that sometimes, against all odds, the good guys can come out on top. My name is Caden, and thanks for watching.